I'm sorry, I'm not a dick. Dick.
Babani.
Get up! Get up! Get up!
Daddy says you're doing a live show on the draft. Rick, is it Channel 7? You know those girls on Eyewitness News? They look good. They're mothers. They look good, though.
He likes when you call him daddy.
So creepy.
Are you fucking Paul Pierce, David?
Oh.
I thought we were gonna.
What an intro!
Oh, man, I was like, ready
Welcome
to bring
to
it
Shout
up
out,
right
yeah!
there.
Shout out to Fuentes for another great mystery rave.
Good job.
Good job, out of
A lot
you.
of great sounds from that. Happy birthday to Chris Cote, by the way.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Chris Cote.
birthday.
We just had some of his cake.
Ooh, delicious.
How does
Great
it taste?
cake. Great cake.
Delicious.
Ate my cake.
Did you have a piece?
I have
Salty?
not.
Sweet?
I have not yet.
Why don't you go out and get a piece of your
Yeah,
cake?
bring it back.
All right, I will.
Put it in a cup like Tony did.
Yeah.
I will. Like that just reminded me though. Before I go get my cake, house music. I can't decide how I feel about it.
For other people?
I just have moments. Like I've never been like to like a big like
Festival?
what is it? EDC?
Like
or-
Yeah, like
EDM
a
festival,
festival.
Ultra,
Ultra.
EDC.
I don't really do that, but I do every once in a while. Like when I'm like getting ready to go out on a weekend, I'll throw on like a YouTube, like a David Guetta set or something, a little Titanium. You know, I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Titanium.
You sound a little like Groot in there saying
I'll tell you,
Titanium.
man. I'll tell you, man. I like the idea of EDM, man, but I just can't pull the trigger and do it fully.
yeah, I can't
Like
get
Robert and Kirk.
I can't get into it, man. You know?
But it's just I don't know. I've always I like the idea of being an EDM guy.
I'm
Yeah.
so I'm a big EDM guy. You guys know this.
we know, yeah.
But at the same time, I can understand where some people don't want it every day.
Right.
I get that part.
It's a lot to like. You know, I don't really need it with my morning coffee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get like you don't listen to it in the car. I get people like I do, but I get people that are like, I can't really. But when you're out at the club, a couple of drinks in, you know what I'm saying?
It goes hard.
You're banging.
For
yeah,
me,
exactly.
it's the perfect put it on before you go out on a weekend.
Exactly. It's like a hype up.
Like getting ready,
Correct.
good getting ready music.
Also, it's very seamless. Like you said, you put a set on,
Yeah.
they mix it, it goes straight through.
Yep.
So I understand both sides.
After about the 8th song, though, I got it.
It's
That's
like,
how I feel
sensing
about
a theme here. We're going to build up, and then the beat goes away. Then it goes away.
I got it. I got it. I like it.
building up
We're
again.
I like it.
building
It's
back
okay.
to the beat, and now it's here.
Yeah, there. See, look, wow, right there.
You nailed it. So we got it. We got the gist of EDM. It's like.
But the same could be said for any music genre, like
I'm gonna
rap
go get some
today.
All right, later.
You know,
That's
people
how I
say the same
feel.
thing.
How I feel about reggaeton. To
Right.
me, it's the same like.
Well,
three,
it's the same beat.
same
It's
three
the same
drums.
beat.
Yeah, every time. So after a while, like, how many times can I hear you? How many times can I hear that you want to bang my girl in 4K? How many times can I hear that? Exactly. How many times can I hear that?
I mean, it all depends on your like. You know, what are you in the mood for?
It depends on your culture.
No, I don't think it's necessarily that.
It does in a way. It's like what you're around. You know,
It's what you grew up with.
Correct.
Like, I didn't grow up super EDM, or like I didn't grow up with like country. You know what I mean? So like that's not my stilo.
Yeah, well, that's like I don't like country music at all, but I could see like there are songs that I like that people who grew up with it or like they've been around it a long time. I get why they like it. Like you know, it's kind of like sad rock music, really, if you think about it.
I don't care for sad rock music whatsoever.
What would you define as sad rock
I don't know.
music?
I know
like
it. It's like
R&B.
porn.
What
I know.
song?
I know it when I hear it.
Okay.
Like emo music. I'm good. I got
Oh,
it.
so you mean like, I don't know, Paramore or something?
Tony missed
they're not emo.
Tony
but-
missed the emo music era. Like,
I
when it
did.
was super strong. He
So
missed it.
when Mr. Brightside comes on, you're like, absolutely
No,
not.
but
I'm out.
that's not an emo song.
I just see that as rock music.
I'm just trying to gauge Tony where
I don't think that. I don't think I would call that emo. Mr. Brightside is not emo.
Evanescence.
Yeah,
I can't even say their
Evanescence.
names.
Can't even say it.
Yeah, just not,
many E's.
not for me. For other people.
It's for me. I do love that. I love a little.
But again, generationally, we're a little bit apart in age. So you were a little older when that song came out, and I was a little younger, and that wasn't
Yeah,
really
I think
connecting.
you would have
with
been
what I
more
was
in
doing.
high school when that was really popping off. Where like I think I was like mid-college type years, but you know, different strokes, different folks. I get it.
Damn, did Chris go to like another state to get his cake? Where
Dude,
did he?
The way this place is, 5 people probably grabbed him on the
Oh,
way back,
yeah,
and now
true.
he's
Here he is.
building a house
Grabbed
out of
his
nails,
cake,
like
yeah.
yeah,
Tasting
exactly,
his own
doing
cake.
a million things.
Oh, you got a nice piece.
Oh, you put it on a plate.
Oh, I put it in a cup. Yeah.
The cup. When I saw the cup, I was like, "Yo, I'm."
Well, he's
in
the
on that.
birthday boy. He deserves.
That is true. Oh, and he got a real
nice
plate too.
plate.
He didn't get.
I'm a showman here. I'm like, if I'm gonna put it on the show,
Show the camera. Show the camera.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, explain to him what
There
it
you
is.
go.
What does it look like?
It's clearly an Oreo
Not clear to the audio audience.
Yeah,
but
correct.
yeah.
This is right.
ice cream cake. I was texted the other day. Do you want cake, cookie, ice cream, or brownie?
Carmen, come in. She wants to give you
chose ice
something
cream.
here. Oh my God! Happy birthday! You
wow.
get a happy birthday crown.
Your
The
birthday.
crown is
The crown-
yours.
DraftKings.
By the
Speaking
way,
of which,
this episode of Mystery Crate is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
it's yours.
Wow.
Look at that. Seamless.
All right. Did you do something that I've asked you to do for the last month or no?
Not really, because it's actually there's one in here that I strongly agree with. I wouldn't say it's just mine, but I strongly agree with.
Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit on popular.
And then there's one that I
By Mike Fuentes.
partly agree with, but you don't have to do this now.
No, I'm not.
I think I already know which one is yours.
Why do we have this in here?
Why do we have the off-air, on-air paddle?
Because sometimes Dan talks when we're off air or on air.
And sometimes he stops talking when we're on air, and we need him to know that we're on air.
And sometimes he does off air conversation on air.
On air. Gotcha. So this is
That's to let Dan know
visual cue.
in a pinch whether we are on or off air.
Have you used this yet?
One
Yes.
time, yeah.
One time you had to? Did it work?
There was a couple times where we needed it and it wasn't there.
Well, you could also
Yeah.
Wave them off.
one of these things.
You know, chaotic swinging of the.
That's actually what made the paddle happen, because there was one time, as I have a little ice cream here.
Yeah, right on your lip.
Nah, you're good.
It's your birthday.
So is
As-
Clooney.
There was one time where Dan, like, was doing the wrong thing, and my way of, like, saying we're on air was, like, this motion, like,
Oh. Your crown
Like
fell.
finger pumping
as
up.
if, like, we're still on, and then I came in the room after. He's like, I didn't know what you meant by this. So I was like, I guess I need a
Oh,
paddle.
yeah.
I think my
Yeah,
favorite.
if you don't discuss this first, it's a
like-
weird motion. Yeah, what the
Like,
It
what?
is
It's
odd.
like, we're still up. We're still up. We're up.
it makes sense that you do it, but if you don't discuss it, yeah. What were you saying, Cynthia?
I think my favorite, because I used to be a board op, so back in 790, I remember my favorite hand signal used to be the one like the wrap it up,
Ooh,
like the
wrap,
quick
yeah.
finger wrap
Yeah,
it up.
Or,
This.
or break.
Yeah.
You
No,
did-
no,
no,
it
I've never
depends.
done
I've never
break.
done the
I've
break.
never
I've
done
always
break.
just
Really?
done the one
Yeah.
finger up and like twirl, like.
I'm pretty
wrap it
sure,
up.
like especially in Vegas for the Super Bowl, Stugotz has wanted to murder me from how many times I've been.
Yeah.
Wrap it
You
up.
know, yeah, because you know how he is. I'll be like, wrap it up, and then it's three
He'll
other
do another
questions.
10
Yeah,
minutes,
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You're going
But,
to Vegas, buddy.
yeah, I am actually. That's why. So we're gonna
Are you bringing that hat with you or no?
this one. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of my hat. Okay. Earlier in today's show, this is Tuesday, by the way, because we have to do this early because I'm leaving.
And it's
Bill-
Chris's birthday.
Yeah, and it's Chris's
Yeah.
birthday. Billy made a comment that there was a fashion faux pas that was happening in the office. I didn't want to bring up.
Oh, it was
It's
you.
not you.
I really.
I know what it was.
I was ready to bet my bottom balls it was this hat.
Oh,
Wow.
what was
That's-
it?
Well, no, he's
Wow.
made fun of a hat like that before, but just a black one.
That's not how the saying goes.
A bottom balls?
I added the bottom.
It was Dan wearing long pants that had the zipper at the knee. That
Oh,
they could
that turn into shorts?
They could have been shorts.
But remember, those were on fire.
Yeah.
Like 2004 at what's the place called? Old Navy.
Oh yeah. Well, they're like fish. They're like for fishermen, aren't they? Or who
You
knows?
got Dan fishing.
He
think
dresses
Dan's
like a
ever
fisherman.
fished in his life?
He lives in Miami, so yes.
No.
I think he's gone on a charter boat.
Yeah,
that, like,
I don't think
people are
he's
fishing.
actually gone
There-
to like the key.
No, dude.
and,
No,
like,
no. Okay, but like a
fished.
casual Monday fishing trip for a guy who lives in Miami is not far off.
No, but it's Dan.
But still, the thing is, I don't think that he meant to go fishing. He was probably invited, and he's like, "Oh, I have to go because it's a business thing or it's an athlete or something." And he ended up on a fishing boat. He might not have been the one fishing, but there was fishing.
My question to
going
you,
on.
my question to the class is: do you think Dan Le Batard has got a reel in his hands and reeled in a fish?
I'm gonna put it on the mystery crate poll. It doesn't exist.
I think in his youth, possibly, yes. In his youth. In his adult life, absolutely not.
So what's the cutoff? Like what age did he stop?
18. I'm giving in like just youth.
Interesting.
18 and under. That's when he's done. When he did it.
Chris?
Okay, so how about
You know Dan?
Yeah.
Like Chris has known Dan his whole life.
I don't think Dan has ever chosen to, like, I'm going fishing.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
On a bachelor party,
Right.
maybe, if, like, everyone's doing it. I think he may have been on a
You're
boat
a fishing
before.
guy. I've just seen you fish a couple times.
news to
Thank you. I
news
take,
to Chris?
I take it as a compliment.
He's like, I don't know about
Jesus
that.
Christ.
All right.
I take it as a compliment. I'm not a fishing guy. I have some friends that do the thing where, like, they go out, like, on, like, a Friday night.
Yeah,
And,
night
like,
fishing.
called
Yeah.
night fishing.
You, like, go out at, like, 8 and you come back at, like, midnight.
Yeah,
I
and
have
you-
friends that do that every once in a while, and that sounds cool. You know, you get out there, you have a few beers, but
You're a beer guy, not a fish guy.
yeah, like, I'm
You're
going
there
out
for the
Yeah, they're
good
for
time.
the
for the viewers,
ambiance. Yeah.
Like,
Have
I'm
you
not-
ever reeled in a fish? Like you've been with
No.
the boys and reeled in a fish?
I don't think I've ever reeled in a fish.
Fuentes?
Yes, my family had like a fishing period. I would say by the time from we were like I want to say 10 until I was like 25, where a lot of the family had
15
boats.
years.
Yeah, a lot of family had boats. We would go trolling in the morning, which sucked.
Yeah.
Because you're up early and then the waves are rough and it's slow, so you get seasick really easy doing that. But my favorite trips are the ones that Chris said. We used to go to the Keys for 4th of July, and we'd do the night fishing. We'd all jump on the boat
Night
at 8
fishing
o'clock.
is also a very dangerous game.
It's super dangerous.
Why is it
and
dangerous?
Because if it's choppy,
You're
and you don't
cooked.
see anything,
Can't
like
see anything.
it's just
Cooked.
black.
Yeah, don't boats have lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
you
whole
do
point
see
is
some.
to stop the seasickness. You're supposed to look at the horizon, but
Yeah,
there's no horizon because it's
Oh,
dark.
it's bad for that. Okay,
You don't
I thought
have a
you meant
line
just,
of
I thought,
sight, so
like,
you're
you
just
could
waving in
crash. I didn't know why.
No,
I was thinking-
no,
you could.
if you're not
There's that
careful.
too, yeah.
But there's other people that are eating shit,
That's the problem. Like,
which also doesn't help.
It could be very dangerous, but I do remember having the most fun because the fish were always biting when we went at night.
Yeah,
That seemed like
correct.
it was more productive than the trawling, and you're not getting cooked by the sun.
That's
when you're out
another
there.
plus, not getting cooked by the sun. Cynthia, have you ever been fishing and caught a fish?
I think I've more than likely been on boats where fishing has happened.
Have you ever touched
I
a
feel like,
rod
is
and
this all a
reel?
setup just for Tony to tell us that he's caught a fish? I feel like
No.
that's-
I mean, no. I've been fishing and I've caught a fish
There we
before,
go.
but I was just going around the horn because
Yeah.
we've all lived in South Florida our whole
That's true.
lives, and everybody
Yeah.
kind of knows somebody that has access to a boat and has been on a boat before. And my question was, have we ever caught a fish?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yes. There've
Here
been like
or in Dominican
one or two-
Republic?
No, here. There've been like one or two times that I've gone out and held a reel. Have I caught anything? Probably not. I will say that I am interested in like the lobster season.
Lobstering? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that in because I had like a weird obsession with Deadliest Catch when it was first coming out, like the first 10 seasons.
Those are crabs.
Who's your favorite
Crab
captain?
count.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite
Phil,
captain?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Phil.
Wow.
Phil was my favorite.
What was the name of that boat? It was
The deadliest catch.
no, that's a show.
Cornelia
Cornelia-
Marie.
Pero tú no
Cornelia
puedes hablar
Marie,
hoy. Tú no
I
puedes
can't
hablar hoy.
say- I can't talk
Evanescence, Cornelius,
I
or
can't
whatever you were
talk,
saying.
man. It's a tongue twister. Anyways, so I am low key interested, though I don't have the ability to go out there and do that on my own.
I have a few things in life that I get insecure about my lack of knowledge, and that when people start talking about it, I feel the need to not admit. Like, fishing is one of these things. I would say fishing and cars are two things that when I'm like, if I'm like out with the boys and they're like, oh man, I went fishing, I caught this snook, and like I get insecure about my lack of knowledge, so I'm just like, yeah, I got to get involved in the conversation. I'm like, yeah, dude, oh, you did? You caught that with the reel and the
So the best way to
the
handle
bait?
that.
You got the bait in there?
But these are your boys,
What
right?
kind of bait did
snapped
you
them?
use?
Did you snap the bait? What kind of
bait?
bait did you use? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've asked that question
Yeah.
before. And then there's like car stuff too. It's like I've had the lug nut and the carburetor, and I'm just like, oh yeah, the carburetor. I hate that thing.
Yeah.
I hate when that thing acts up.
But these are like your friends, right?
Yeah, my real
so
friends. I'm
So
so
they know
ashamed.
you're full of shit.
Yeah, but I'm just like,
But that's the thing. Like, so
I'm always gonna work in a lug nut when we're talking about a car.
Rotors.
so
You
when
need
it comes,
new rotors.
I'm like you when it comes to fishing. But instead of like trying to fake it, I just make as much fun of it as I can.
My wife had
Yeah.
to refill my washer fluid.
hey, and that's okay. And that's okay.
It's 2025. She's capable.
I know. I'm just saying.
I
like
mean,
it was just
It's that
more,
Chris is incapable.
Yeah.
Not to one up you, but I've changed car batteries and things of
You
that
can
nature.
change a battery?
Oh, I have.
I can. I thought you could only change tires.
But have you ever dressed up as a car battery? Is the question.
yeah.
No, I have not. Chris Cote's got me there. Yeah, that's true.
You
We
can
gotta
tell
bring that bit
I was
back.
very overwhelmed that week because I was like, man, I gotta come up with car stuff.
You had some reruns.
That week. So you were like, you had the
Full
week to
week.
game plan.
Well,
like,
it
what
was.
going
Luckily,
on?
we-
Oh, but it's true. He doesn't know
it was a couple
cars.
days,
all
yeah.
my ones came. Like we luckily asked the audience. Like I had a whole list of just things to say that were like car puns, and it was all coming from listeners. Like I didn't come up with one of them.
Not a car guy.
Good times. Not a car guy.
Not a
What
car
are you
guy.
not a guy
I would
of?
say I'm less of a car guy than even fishing. I think I know more about fishing than I do cars.
Really?
Cars is like, dude, like you open up that hood, I'm like,
You're like, huh?
You're just looking around.
Okay.
No.
I think I could spot the bat. I know what a battery kind of looks like, but
Okay.
in the I don't know where it is in there. Is it even in the engine?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
It's not
it depends.
in the engine,
Yeah.
but you
In
know,
the engine
around.
bay.
It's under the hood.
Yeah,
Well,
it's under the hood. Yes.
Sometimes.
Some cars don't have it.
That's
If
where you
have-
put the two things. If you need to jump,
Yep.
you throw it on the battery.
Make sure that you
Hey,
know
make
sure
which one
negative
you're-
and positive.
Yeah, make
Another
sure you
thing,
know
I
what you're
would-
doing.
I'm calling AAA. Never doing that.
Chris, plot twist. Sometimes the engine is in the trunk.
That's,
Well, no, that's if you're riding.
That's crazy.
That's if
Some
you're
car-
riding.
some cars.
Some
they're in
cars
the
though
back.
have the engine in the front and the battery in
But
the
I
back.
like Tony's question. What do you like? What do you guys?
What do I bullshit my way
what's
through?
the
Yeah.
topic that comes up that you're like, I gotta fake my way?
Like,
through
I
this
need
one."
something here.
Well, me notoriously is someone who knows a little bit about everything.
Yeah, I know this guy. You're
Yeah.
gonna be like, I know, I don't know. There's
No,
nothing I can't
fishing
play.
is one of them.
Yeah.
But you don't really
know a
hang
lot.
out with people that are like fishing guys.
I have some in my family, but like I don't really
When was the
talk
last
to
time
them
you talked to
about
them?
it. Yeah, exactly. Well, I talk to them, but not about it.
What kind of bait you using is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
Live
Live
go-to.
easy
Ask
question.
me, live bait?
Live bait or the dead kind?
You buy the frozen stuff?
The dead kind is great.
Are we still using worms as bait?
Yes.
Worms.
Yeah.
What kind of worm are you using?
You
What
can
kind of
use like a.
worms?
They have like a.
Are they harvested?
It's like a jelly. No, it's it's plastic.
Yeah.
So it's like a lure.
The
that
lure,
has like
yeah.
a little like jelly worm at the end.
The lures are there's
And
the
then you, like-
lure. And what other names are there for that? There's like different ones, and I know some of them are super expensive.
Yeah.
I know there's some.
Lehman
lures.
was a big.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Call Lehman. Can you get Lehman?
Hey,
Can you
Kyle.
call him?
Yeah. Do you have
Kyle.
Lehman's number?
I don't actually. I don't know if I have his number. I know I DM with him.
Check Lehman's.
He'll tell us everything.
tell us
I don't know.
everything.
I don't
Yeah.
have Lehman's number.
So fishing.
What am I asking him?
About fishing stuff.
Yeah, just come on. Like,
What kind of bait does he use? Let's start there.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Live
I
bait
called
or the
Lehman,
dead
just
kind?
like, hey man, what's up? Like, just start going into like lingo. It's how you fishing these days, bro?
You could be like, hey,
How the
Memorial
fish-
Day
hey,
weekend.
biting?
How they biting? Yeah. How they biting out there
they
in
biting?
in Manhattan?
He's in the Carolinas right now, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, let's not give away all the
Close
information.
enough, you know.
We're doing a
That
show
kind
here.
of- that kind of
Ah,
thing.
You better cut that out.
I mean, Dan also.
That kind of thing. Cynthia, what is something that you bullshit your way through?
I think this is one working in sports radio for 20 years is that people like to talk to me about like stats in sports.
yeah.
And I
Oh,
know
I love
of
that.
general sports,
You're, like,
but
sick.
don't fucking come to me with numbers and stats. Hey, ER, no.
I mean, I love like
Yeah.
people are always like thinking that because of what we do.
Oh, you know
We're like,
everything.
we
Yeah,
know
you
everything.
So
Yeah.
who you gonna take over first overall in fantasy? I'm like, no, dude, I'm looking at the same mock drafts you are. Like,
But there's a
Reading
couple.
Matthew Berry, buddy. I don't know.
There's a couple like sports hot topics. You know, like guys talk about a player. But he'll never be as good as Jordan. Oh yeah.
What do you think of Otani, huh?
Bro,
Pitches and hits.
Hey,
Whoa.
Pat Mahomes great. No Tom Brady.
it's funny
You know?
because if somebody knows what I do, I'm gonna always like. I don't know.
Like,
anything.
downplay it more, right.
But if
Yeah.
I find myself in a conversation where
Where you're
two
the superior,
idiots
yeah.
are just like having a sports conversation, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna steal this like take that Dan said last week, or like this point Mike made about something. I'm just like, well, actually, guys, you just like kind of chime in, and they're like, that's a good point. I'm like, you know,
Whoa.
kind of a sports guy, no big deal.
I do this for a living.
Yeah.
No big deal.
If it's not that, it's probably something going viral because, you know, age difference. So I'm not like in the know of what's exactly trending on TikTok immediately. Like it gets to me eventually. So I'm like, yeah, I saw that.
It's just live on the block just further down the street.
Right. I'm on the same. Yeah. Just
way down the
half
street.
a block down.
Nah,
I'm just,
more than half a
hey,
block,
Hey,
probably.
hey,
I was just
hey.
saying, get to you a little later. It's like more than half a block.
You can walk there though.
A couple blocks.
You can walk there though
Yeah,
if it's nice
yeah,
out.
it's
Like an
there.
exercise.
It's there.
Another one that I used to fake it that I'm better at now that I can kind of hang and I don't feel like I'm faking it as much as like talking like barbecuing. Like, oh, I got a smoker. I got the green egg.
Oh,
Like, you
the
know, that
green
whole
egg.
thing,
What do you have?
Well, I
Do you have anything?
No, my dad has a green egg.
Oh.
I have a charcoal
How do-
grill. But,
Oh, you're a charcoal man.
yeah, but I don't. I'm
That's
not
a good-
big.
More than a gas guy. Why
I'm more
charcoal?
of an inside cook. Like I don't barbecue a lot. Like I'm not a big like, oh, you want burgers tonight? I'm gonna go out back and cook some burgers. Like if I'm gonna cook,
figured you were that
I'm
kind of
more of
guy.
a let's look up a recipe online. I'm gonna like cook in my kitchen. I get my kitchen all day.
But
And I'm
don't you-
like,
Gotcha.
But if
I'm
you're-
breading some chicken. I'm pounding the chicken.
But if you're cooking meat, like burgers specifically, right? Don't you feel it's better to cook it outside just so you don't get the smell in the house?
That's
I would do it outside.
I don't honestly cook burgers that often.
Really?
Like
No.
I don't
Chris,
cook
what
burgers
do
at
you
home.
do? You don't do car stuff. You don't do
He
burgers.
says
I
he
just
cooks.
said I actually cook.
That's
I
what he
just don't
cooks.
barbecue
Got it.
specifically.
He doesn't
I don't
cook on the
grill.
He doesn't grill. He doesn't
Griller.
grill stuff. Yeah.
And I don't like barbecue.
What do you grill? Like as an example.
I'll grill steaks.
Okay.
That's
I cooked steaks the other day. I cooked some.
The one thing that's
chicken
probably better
like
for you to
breaded
do in a pan.
My chicken game. I would 10 years ago. I used to hate cooking chicken because if it's breast, you overcook
Yeah,
it.
it's dry.
thighs. I have mastered like
Well,
the
you just said one of the most important parts right there. Yeah, the pounding.
pound thin breaded chicken bread, like the cutlets. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
love their cutlets.
Yeah.
The crisp. Oh, like
Yeah,
I
Jenny
have,
makes a great cutlet.
I have perfected
that.
my
No, but
my
people,
cutlets.
that's the main thing because when you just throw a chicken breast, it's so thick
Yes.
that you're gonna burn. There's a message for
Most
you guys
meats.
out there. Yeah, it's gonna dry out, and
I
then you're gonna have an
even-
undercooked center, so you have to pound it so it
I've
cooks
even
evenly.
started pounding, not as thin, but I'll pound a steak.
Hell yeah, you will.
Wow.
Every piece of meat
yo.
is generally the
It's gonna get
thinner it
beat.
is. The thinner it is.
No matter what it is.
The thinner the better.
Beat that me.
That's a new game.
Well, it's actually one of the oldest games ever.
It's the oldest game of mankind.
I wish we had a break right now.
One of the.
It would be a good ender. Yeah, that was the break.
Well, we still have.
I mean, you could.
we still have time.
We have still time.
We still have time.
We'll have a better ending in 5 minutes.
So, have you like done the whole? I don't know. Well, I don't know if you have, but you cook like a steak. Have you done the whole like put it in cast iron then put it in the oven type deal?
Oh, finish
I've
it? Yeah,
never
I've done
done
that.
that. I've never done
I've
it.
done that.
I'm just more of a barbecue guy.
Well, I just had
You do that with the thicker. Like if I have a thick
thicker
piece of
cut,
steak,
yeah.
you get a nice sear, and then you finish it.
And then
in
if
the oven.
the thing is, so I had a big steak face during COVID, right? Obviously, because We weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So, but I never got around to doing that because I didn't want to deal with the cast iron pan.
Really?
Having
It's really
to
easy.
season in all. Yeah, but at the time I was just like,
Now-
also seasonal depression with COVID.
Have I ever
COVID depression.
reached into the oven and just grabbed the pan?
by yourself with
Ouchie.
nothing on your hand?
I've done
Ouch.
What's that?
Shaq when he eats the really hot chip, he's like,
Oh, that's right, because he was like fighting the
he's like, this chip ain't nothing. I'm whatever. And he's like,
No noise. I won't make it.
Have you tried one of those chips?
no, I've always
Haven't
wanted
we
to.
did we do that,
Dude,
here?
I did one at Be In.
We didn't do that.
We didn't because it happened I think during COVID.
I
We were at-
definitely did it. Maybe it was on my dad's podcast.
Well, ever since like the habanero pepper incident during
No, it's ghost pepper.
yeah, whatever it was, we have not been about ingesting stuff on camera. But I had one of those chips when I worked at my last job. We did like a challenge for it because we had this guy on Twitter that said if like Toronto won the MLS Cup, he'd send us one for free. It was some Canadian thing, and he did. And just the dust of it was brutal. Like
Just the dust of it.
like
Wow.
because the chip came out, it had a little bit, and if you just did the dust, you got like little sweaty face. So the full chip was pretty brutal.
Dude, there's been some wings that I've had. I'm trying to think of where I had them. Where I ate one and I was like, oh, this is not good.
Not for me.
This is not good. And you know when you're eating the wing and it's saucy, it gets like on your lips. I felt like my lips just like radiating like nuclear waste, and I was like, "This is
There's like no pleasure
terrible.
to it.
It's
Yeah,
the
that's-
worst."
That's the thing. It's like there's certain levels of hot sauce. Like I always see it on hot ones.
right. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah, after
It's
the fifth sauce,
torturous.
why does this exist?
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna enjoy this. Like
I actually watched Hot Ones. Like I'd seen clips. Obviously, it's very viral.
Yeah.
On a flight recently with my wife, watched like full like
Episodes?
for like the whole flight. We watched like 6 of them. Good show.
it's actually very good.
It's one of those things where I've always seen it, but never really digested
it's a
it.
great idea.
He's a good interviewer.
Yeah,
and they have
he's
a
good.
great research department too.
Incredible.
That's
Yeah.
like his questions is what makes it. honestly.
somebody was like, "Man, he does a lot of research." I'm like, don't
I-
want to burst that bubble for
I
you.
personally don't think he's the best interviewer.
I
His
think he's-
questions are very good, but that's the research team.
I was gonna say somebody's like, "Man, he's so good." I was like, "Yes,
Right. Well,
but
that
he's
guy's-
also got 20 people back
everyone
there."
who interviews in media
yeah,
generally
it's like that.
has research.
But a lot of people don't think that way.
Right.
Like that aren't media
We're
people.
inside,
We know
so we
this
know,
because we work
right.
in this type of business.
Exactly.
But generally, you give credit to the interviewer.
But like the layman on the street is like, "Oh no, this guy's like doing
Maybe.
the most and like finding out all this stuff."
I'm
and
gonna
he's,
go on a limb. I think he is good.
No,
I don't
nobody
think, I
said.
don't think it's just the researchers.
But
think
nobody
it's
said it
also,
wasn't
like-
good. It was just like the amount of knowledge that he has about something. There's no way that it's him doing the
Right.
homework for 14 hours.
No, correct. He's not. He's got a team with him, but I think also a lot of the point to those interviews that he does is that the guests are dying. So no matter what he's asking,
it's gonna be funny.
It's all about the reaction
Yeah.
from the guests
You know,
themselves.
but now that you said that, I wonder how much gets left on the cutting room floor.
Oh, so much.
Because
Has to
people
be.
are like delirious from.
And
their
they got to
mouth
cut it
melting.
to like a certain amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a time.
'Cause
Well,
they're like,
I've seen
what,
really
15
long
minutes?
ones. No, longer than that. The full episodes are like an hour.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched a lot of them during COVID.
Yeah, did a lot of things
Yeah.
during COVID. Billy,
I see
what's
that.
something that you bullshit your way through?
yeah.
Chris, fishing and cars.
Yeah.
What do you mean fishing?
Like whenever
cars?
people are around me and they're like talking like, "Oh, I went fishing. I used this bait." Like I don't know anything about it, so I like get insecure and I start just saying, "Oh, what kind of bait you using?" Like I want to get involved, but I'm
The original
like,
question
cars,
was,
I don't
did-
know what a lug nut is. I don't know how to change a carburetor. Is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think you would.
You don't really
I don't
change the
think you change
carburetor.
the
There you go. See,
You
I
might
don't know
repair
that.
it, but yeah.
Just like
Maybe
things
replace
in your
it.
life,
Replace
like
it.
things that people talk about where you're like, I don't know anything about this.
There's a lot of things like on cars that are really, really easy to fix that you have no idea. But if you
Air
watch
filters.
if you
Filters.
watch a YouTube
Yep.
Yeah.
for like a 3-minute YouTube, you're like,
we talked about this.
I could be a mechanic.
Dude, we talked about this 3 episodes ago. We talked about what a scam cabin air filters are.
Yes.
Oh no, that I mean
I
that's-
replaced both of them
dude,
myself.
Dude, that
for like
is
$17.
Exactly right. But if you go to the place,
They
and
charge
they're
you
like,
$150.
$920.
Yeah, like $45
Air
each.
filter's super.
Have you
easy
ever
to
caught a
change.
fish?
I think so. Yeah, I caught a fish once.
Because I was asking
What kind of bait you use?
everybody in the room if they've caught a fish before.
I think.
How old were you? Do you remember?
I was younger than I am
Pre-20?
now.
Pre-20?
Youngish.
I was I've been fishing a couple times. I went deep sea fishing one time. I didn't catch anything on that. It was for a birthday party. Yeah, Mikey Valenciana.
Happy birthday,
Shout
Mike.
Happy
out
birthday,
to him.
Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Hopefully, still is.
Yeah, he's still with us, right? That's That's what he said.
Yeah,
Wow,
I believe
that's
so.
He goes, he
Yeah.
was.
Let's hope so.
We were also
Oh no,
wondering.
Vesiana. Sorry. got his
We
name
were,
wrong.
we're also wondering if you think
Thanks.
Dan has ever initiated a fishing trip.
Oh yeah. Do you think Dan's
Do you
ever
think
caught
Dan's
a
a
fish?
fishing guy? You think he's been on a fishing
his
trip
entire
that
life.
he started, like not being invited? That he's like, you know what, I'm going fishing.
I could see Lebo wanting to ironically go fishing and taking Dan on a trip.
Has
That's a
Dan
good
ever
point.
caught a fish?
Dan also told us one time, like on the show, that he was looking at property in North Carolina. Remember, like he said that's one of the one places that's going to survive the apocalypse.
I would, but I couldn't.
Okay,
But then that changed because they had that flood in North Carolina, so I think that's outright.
I know, but maybe when he went up there looking for property,
Remember
he was
when we
fishing,
almost
who
bought
knows?
the little parcel of land over in North Carolina?
Dude.
We still have time.
Housing in Texas is crazy cheap right now. If you just go to a small town in Texas, like it's. I honestly am thinking about like maybe I just buy land in
know
the
where it
middle
isn't
of
cheap?
nowhere, and I hope that one day it's worth something.
You know where it isn't cheap?
Here,
Here.
yeah.
We'll be right back.
For real.
It's time for Tony.
You betcha!
Which is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. We're going to do an expedited edition of You Betcha because Tony wants that. Was it Tony? One of you guys wanted to ask me a question. But we don't trust Inter Miami anymore. They're very slow and they can't defend.
Damn.
They can't defend, so they're playing the Philadelphia Union in Philly. Philadelphia is the number one team in the league, plus 115 for them. Then we're going to take FC Cincinnati money line against Atlanta. They're on the road in Atlanta, but Atlanta's the second from the bottom league in the league. That's plus 165. And us plus 469 if you take them both money line, plus 469 Philadelphia Union, FC Cincinnati, plus 469. That's You Betcha.
You
Betcha.
Every week we get a list here of unpopular opinions, and I think the worst one ever is on here. The worst one.
It's quite possible. Yeah.
It's that beach vacations suck is what the unpopular
Read the-
opinion
Mike
is.
Fuentes loves these
Read the-
takes.
And
Read
it's
the reasoning.
just simply a terrible take. I don't need to read it. I won't read it.
It's too long of a reason.
I'll do it real quick. He goes, he says he's from a landlocked area, so must not sit right. But he goes, you're surrounded by half-naked men, screaming children, and volleys of seagull shit is the opposite of fun. Once you swim in the water, it's cold, filled with weird, unseen floaters, and a pain in the ass if you get in your mouth.
It's literally like
Plus
none of that
sunscreen.
stuff.
Plus sunscreen sucks. It's either you
not
get skin
wrong.
cancer or you get sunburn. Even worse is trying to sleep. Yeah. Oh wait, you rolled over. Now you have sand everywhere.
What's wrong with half-naked men?
Now, I'll give you sunscreen sucks. That's like the
Just saying.
only accurate thing here. The men, I mean, the half-naked men, fine. There's no, like, screaming children. Like, when have you ever been to the beach? It's like, oh, man, these kids are screaming everywhere. Like, it's normal
Don't look at
life
me.
noise.
Don't look at me.
This is your take.
Can
You
I-
wrote all this.
Can I ask you a question? Go
ahead.
Somewhat related more to the last topic than this topic.
Fishing?
How many Bass Pro Shop hats do you own?
So at the beginning of the segment, I talked about how during the show you said that someone had a fashion faux pas, and I was ready to bet, as Chris said, I said it correctly, my bottom of my balls that you were talking about this hat. And then it ended up being that it was actually not that.
Yeah,
it was
I
something
said
else.
what it was. I
Yeah, he
remember.
said what it was.
Oh, he knows what it is?
Yeah.
You said it in the other room.
Those were all the Rave in 2004.
the pants with the zipper.
Oh, did you said on air what it was?
Yeah, I
Yeah, but he said it. I thought it was because of my hat. But
No, cargo pants with a zipper. Listen,
He misses his shorts, man.
Listen.
Hey,
But then wear shorts.
listen.
I agree.
it's also hot as hell outside.
Guys,
By the way, it's short season.
I'm not here to disparage the functionality of those pants. Okay.
Multi-purpose pants.
If
Those
anybody would use the functionality, it'd be you.
Of course, that's what I'm
1,000%,
saying.
yeah.
If you were to ask anyone in this office who owns those, I would probably win that. Like
Yes.
maybe in a
You were
landslide.
Samson.
Well, yeah, maybe, maybe. But I was just shocked that they exist still.
Yeah.
That I was shocked to see them. It's not a criticism of those, but so why do you own so many Bass Pro Shop hats? Just they're cheap?
Yeah.
Okay, because he had a black one on like 2
Yeah,
weeks
yeah.
ago or last week. Now he's a purple. How many do you have?
I have, I think 4.
For a guy who,
Four?
for a guy who's never
That's
caught
a
a fish.
lie.
Yeah, or doesn't want to go fishing.
What were you even doing in the store?
I don't even
Was
like being in
there
the
a
sun.
sale? Was there a sale on the hats?
No, they're always $5.99.
What other colors do you have?
I have a red one
Uh-huh.
for when I go to the Panthers games.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing that sucks about it.
No,
Red
you're
hats.
fine.
Yeah,
You're
red
fine.
hat.
At a
Red
Panthers
hats.
game, game,
Yeah,
you're good.
that's true. I'm welcome there.
You're
Panthers
blended.
game, you're
Yeah, the red hat's weird space though. Then I have like a
That
tan
arena?
one.
Tan one.
Yeah, it's
The
like a.
color's red.
No, I'm saying that arena year.
Yeah, but the color's
saying.
red. You can get away with
It's
it.
encouraged there.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
then so there's a tan one, and then I have a black one, and I have this one and a green one.
So you have 5.
Yeah, 5 for $30.
Is it just like your thing?
No,
like,
it's just
I'm
they're-
just Bass
they're-
Pro Shop hat
listen,
guy.
Listen, I have a big head, right? And now
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes,
They
it
have
does.
like
Listen.
Kevin Mench had like
That
a
was
size
worth
8
dropping
head.
the pen
No,
for.
no,
That was
listen.
worth dropping the pen for.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I didn't. I'm
Yeah.
anyway.
nervous.
So they fit my head good.
Yeah.
And now I'm growing out my hair.
I know. Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Can you show us what it looks like right now so we can
course
kind
he
of view
can.
throughout
Of course
the...
he
He's got a good helmet there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Turn.
Third week in a row we're
For
talking
those who
about
don't know, I've heard that Mike Fuentes is the office heartthrob.
hair. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Who voted
Lewis?
that?
I've just heard rumblings. Hearsay.
Anyway, back to the hats.
Yeah.
One of those.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
One new era hat costs what, like $50?
Yeah, pricing
Exactly.
getting up there.
So I got 5 of these for $30, and look, I have 3. I'm on the third notch here.
Did you buy 5 at the same
I'm a
time, or you
third
went
notch
back on
guy.
multiple
No, I
trips?
ended up like going back.
I'm a
Depends on
third.
the hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a third notch guy too.
Yeah, so this is third notch on this hat. A lot of other hats, I'm like a second notch. So when
have
you
you-
get to 1, forget it.
Have you gone fishing?
In my life, yes.
You've
But
caught fish?
Yes.
Bass?
I've caught snappers. I've caught bass. Caught a lot of yellowtail.
Yeah,
Any lug nuts?
Dolphin, as they know here. Mahi mahi if you're in Hawaii.
Any wahoo?
Crabs.
No, I don't know.
Wahoo. That's a good question. You kind of...
Yeah,
I'm telling you. I know
Is
how
that
to
what
play
you
this
do
game.
How about a
Yes.
pikua?
Bluefin?
Have you caught a
Exactly
pikua
what I
yet?
do.
hit him with that.
Yeah.
Billy, I feel like you've caught a pikua.
I don't know.
Capicu.
I don't know what I caught. I caught a little thing inside a bay. I'm a bay man.
Yeah.
When I went out on the ocean,
Little choppy.
deep sea fishing wasn't for me.
What bay did you
Well,
go
There's
choppy
too,
out
too
there.
many people. Too many people on the boat. It was one of those charters. You go out there, everybody goes deep sea fishing together. You put like the whatever it is. It's not a worm.
You
It's
guys use 6 feet or 9 feet reel? 9 feet poles.
like 9-foot reel would
Almost
be
had
very shallow water
almost had
fishing.
I was
Yeah.
just- you guys, what do you guys use?
What kind of
9 or
the
6 or-
string reel?
But the people that you talk to, don't they know that you're just lying? So why do they even why even bother?
I want to be involved.
How often do your friends talk about fishing?
A couple of them.
Why don't you just go with them?
That's a lot.
He's got
No, man.
busy. He's a
Fishing,
busy man.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. A busy guy.
Look,
He's not. He's like, no.
See, he just doesn't want to.
fishing's not a bad thing. You get out of the house for a couple hours.
You
You're
get
on a
some
boat
air.
for
They
a
do
while.
night fishing though. They like go at like
No,
8
that's
p.m.
dangerous.
and
That's how
get
you go
back at, like,
missing.
We were talking about that.
That's what I
That's what we
told
said.
That's how you go missing. That's a bad
Exactly.
idea. Have you seen the people that have like they stand like on a pier and they have
The
the
yo-yo
giant
fishers?
thing and they just
Oh,
and they throw it out
on TikTok?
6,000 feet and it's like lit also, so you see how far it's going.
Bro, that guy. You're talking about TikTok guy, right?
I don't know.
There's a guy on TikTok. He does that. I swear to God, I'm waiting for that thing to hit him in the back of the head. That's how far he throws it. It's
It's
nuts.
gonna go around the world.
Yeah, bro, he chucks the shit out of it. He's just like.
So what is it? A net? What do you
No,
guys?
no, it's
No,
It's
no,
a long reel.
It's a long
rod.
reel, and he
Yeah.
like uses his whole body, and goes, and then you just hear,
Isn't that
and
all
that's
fishing?
the
Yeah, just
No, but
No,
the video,
this
This
guy-
is
dude,
different.
no.
This one's different.
This guy throws it out like 600
What would
yards.
this be
It's
called? What can I
insane.
type?
No lie,
Long-
the thing's flying in
like
the air.
long rod?
Dude. The thing's flying in the air for like 45 seconds.
Yeah, it's like a golf shot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He probably has something
And the
super
rod is
weighted at
different,
the end.
too.
No,
Bro.
yeah, but still, it's impressive.
I
how
don't
far
care what he
throws it.
does. That thing slings. That
Some
shit.
of them don't even have like the bottom. It's like just the hook situation,
it's-
and you
it
hold
looks
it from
just
like
like
the
that.
band. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Dude,
Kinda.
the guy
Can't see
lets
from
it
this
rip.
room.
Where it's at night and he has like
He has a bunch of videos. That's like his whole
His
thing.
lure is,
Yeah,
lit,
yeah,
is
attaboy.
glowing in the dark.
Attaboy.
Oh, look at that! You did.
So what else do you? It's cars and fishing that you
Or
lie
those are
about.
the two. Like I gotta fake it.
Cars is the main one, he said.
But why don't you just tell your friends? I don't know about that. I don't care.
I told him to make fun of it.
He wants to be a part.
I told him to make fun of it. Like, oh, you're putting a hook there on the babbly boo? Crazy.
Well, with my friends, that is honestly what it's become. Like,
Yeah.
I get involved and they're like, "Oh, this guy over here."
This guy doesn't know.
You should just go. Then you're out on the boat. You don't have to.
You haven't answered your question. What do you
stay
BS
away
about?
from the people. What do I lie about?
Yeah. In the rare time that you're with friends
We're
out,
not. It doesn't even have to be you lie. A conversation people have where you're like, "Man, I wish I knew more."
you just
about
don't
this."
know anything
Correct.
about it.
Yeah.
Here's that's a good question. Something I don't know anything about, because in terms of like lying, I am weird in that, and I don't. If this sounds like a brag or something, like I'm weird in that, like I don't really care about peer pressure. Like I'm fine if you don't,
Noted.
Which is
Noted.
great.
We
if
know
you
that.
don't really like, I don't feel like I need to have the latest iPhone or whatever. Kind of like if you think I'm like odd, like that's fine. I don't care. Go be friends with Chris and talk about fishing. Like you don't need to talk to
I'm
me
over
about
here.
fishing.
You guys wanna talk some
Yeah,
fishing?
like I don't need
Lures.
to. Oh, you know what concert I might go to? This isn't related to anything at all, but Chris might like this because he likes concerts. I might go see Darius Rucker.
Ooh.
I think I am gonna go see Darius
Wagon
Rucker.
wheel.
Be with you.
Yeah.
Does he do Hootie and the Blowfish stuff, or is it
He
only
will.
new
I
country
bet he
stuff?
will.
I was
hope so.
wondering that, and then also like I'm in a position where he's very friendly with the Golics. So do I call in a favor and be like, hey, like
It depends. Do you
have, like,
really want to see
a
Darius?
meet and greet
Yeah, do you
situation?
like-
No, we're going. We have the tickets already,
Oh,
so we're already
gotcha.
committed to going.
You and your wife,
Where
you
are
and
they
a friend,
playing?
like
Where's he
wife and
playing?
No,
friends.
my wife
Is he at
wanted
Hard
no
Rock?
part of it.
Oh,
Palm Beach?
My wife didn't want to go. This is a original Gil 4 group were going out. It's me, my sister, and my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, my sister's husband also didn't want to go. So the core 4 are going to see Darius Rucker.
With the family, you may want to call in
the
favor.
Not for me.
For everybody else.
Not
for your parents.
They would love a little, if they do like a meet and greet, hey, you can put us on the list for like the pre-show thing, you go take a picture, whatever. Like they would love that.
It's for your parents, you got to
me, like, okay, we're talking to Hootie. It's cool. The Dolphins make you cry. I get it. Like it's a whole, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think you have that pull yourself? Like if we were to contact the people who are...
please don't do that.
Because I could.
No, please don't do that.
All right.
Please don't do that.
Don't be that guy.
I think you should do it.
No, don't do that.
Because I feel like your name stands.
I think you should do it for the parent.
No.
For your parents.
No.
For your parents.
I don't love my
For
parents
sure,
that much.
for
No.
sure.
I don't love my
Darius
parents.
Rucker knows. He for sure knows who the Dan Le Batard Show.
I don't love my
100%.
parents to the point of me getting embarrassed on their behalf.
But wait, you're not embarrassed asking someone else for this favor instead of you
No,
doing
I
the
said,
favor?
should I talk? No, they're legitimately friends with him. Like they went to a
Talk
bowl
to-
game with him a
talk to
couple,
Senior.
like 2 years ago, and they were like in a suite with him. Like they're actual friends.
Talk
with
to
him.
Senior, Billy. Tell him, hey,
I would bet
No,
my
this is a
parents.
This is a Gojo question.
I would imagine
Gojo.
that
Yeah.
Darius Rucker's knowledge of Dan Le Batard Show is that show that the Golic always asked me to be on through Stugotz.
And God knows what we've done
More
or
than
said that
likely.
he's
Right.
not
That's true.
fond of
Agreed.
us.
Good point.
It's like
Good
the
point.
show they always asked me to go on. That guy Stugotz.
Yeah.
That guy that I don't know
He
that
probably-
always texts me. That's the Dan Le Batard
He
Show.
probably knows of Stugotz for that reason.
Yeah, no, you got a good point there.
And
I think you should do it. Text Gojo, be like, hey, my parents really like him.
I think you should,
See
yeah.
if you could do
Nah,
something.
I don't think I'm going to. I don't love my
Okay,
parents. that much.
hold it there.
I have.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
I have a scenario for you.
Wait,
guys.
hold on. With the beach vacations, they're good or bad?
Oh, for
Any
me,
closure?
They're great.
Me personally,
They're
Yeah.
the best vacations.
They're
ever.
literally the best.
I do
Literally
like
the
beach
best.
vacations, but at the
4th of
same
July, me
time,
and Chris out the Keys, baby. Let's go.
but a lot of times I think I live near the beach and I go to the beach pretty often. I don't want to go on a vacation that's not something different.
But see, here's
I
where
like
you're
the
wrong.
but I like the mountains.
Mountains.
Yeah, I like the mountains.
So you're
Oh.
trying to
For what?
You're trying to travel. You're not trying to go on a vacation.
What do you do in the
Yeah,
mountains?
that's true, too.
What do you do in the mountains?
Dude, I really like
you go
waking up-
hiking.
You do nothing.
Please,
You sit in
get
the
outta here.
cabin.
No,
This
no,
guy's
I do
hiking.
like
It's
hiking.
cold outside. What
Look
are
at
you
this
gonna
guy.
do?
You got his fat ass up a mountain. Get out of here.
Buddy, you should have seen me in Utah,
Go
though.
hiking.
You should have seen me
You
in
know the
Utah.
last thing I want to do is walk outside my cabin and find a bear standing right there.
Yeah.
Or
Oh man.
sitting on the deck, and all of a sudden he's
I
behind
stayed in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Of course, every Cuban does.
Yeah, we did a Christmas in Gatlinburg, which
course.
was really.
Did you go to Dolly Parton's Dixie St. Pete?
No, it was like closed or something. I don't know. It was Pigeon Forge, I think, was like the town or whatever. So we were in Gatlinburg.
We talked about this with Jeff. With Jeff, the Uber driver.
Oh yeah, we did talk about it with Jeff, the Uber driver. His name's John, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
Whatever. So yeah, that's true. We were right by there, but we stayed in a cabin. Oh boy, like it is a cabin. Like
Yes,
we were.
dude.
It was like our
Pasa
cabin.
frío.
It was our cabin, and then there was another cabin next to ours, and that was it. And I think there was like little groupings of cabins like this, but it was like
That was
maybe
a Gil 4?
2 or 3 core 4. Yeah, it was core 4 plus some or some stragglers. So it was like only a couple of us in the cabin. First day we couldn't get to it because it had snowed and there was snow on the side of the mountain and we couldn't drive up
So
the thing.
where did you stay?
Dude, we stayed like a Holiday Inn or something that was on the side of the mountain that we were on. We drove up there and we stayed, with the part we could go. Thank goodness, because we saw a lot of cars that just like straight up skidded off the road because they tried to go. And then once you went up, you'd have to go down. There's a whole thing. We would have been dead in a ditch. So it's a good thing that we didn't do it the first day. So like a day later, 2 days later, whatever it is, we go and we get to our cabin. It's not snowing anymore. And we haven't been to Ober-Gatlinburg, which is where you have to like take the big like sky ride thing and go up there, or you could drive up. We did the sky ride because our driving. We knew we're not mountain drivers.
Who's the
Gills are not mountain
driver?
drivers.
The old man?
So he was meeting us there because he was working or something. So it was me, my sister, my mom, and I think my grandmother were all
boy.
in the car. My mom's
Nervous
mom
car?
were in the car. Well, my sister was trying to give it a go, and we were in a pickup truck, an F-250. We tossed into 4-wheel drive.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which we never throw it into 4-wheel
F250,
drive for
man. Yeah,
anything.
dude.
We never tossed
Thing
it.
got a carburetor on it.
Yeah. So we never tossed in a 4-wheel drive for anything. But we're like, you know what? Snow, driving up a mountain.
Now's
this
the
is a-
time.
This is a 4-wheel drive.
There's ever a time
situation.
for the 4-wheel drive? It's right
So
now.
my sister
That
was
diesel or premium?
was going. It's diesel.
It's
Thank you
diesel,
for
diesel,
asking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow, car guy Chris Cote.
So she was going to drive up the mountain, and she's like, I can't. The like wheels are not. And I was like, I got this. So we switched seats.
How old are you at this point?
Maybe like 19. Maybe.
Seems trustworthy.
Maybe like 19. Maybe. And we could be in the 18 range.
Wow.
I was like, I
got
got this. Ground's covered in snow. And we even, I don't remember if I think we ended up buying them but not using them, was the snow chain, the tire chain.
How would you put it on?
Well, it's a whole thing, but we went to like the Walmart there because like we're gonna need these just in case we run into this thing again because we're gonna have to get through the ice. So like I got this. So then I go, and I'm like tossing a Chris 4x4, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I toss it.
Hold on. What is 4x4?
A piece of wood.
Yeah, it's not a
Yep, you got it.
exactly
He's
right.
right. He's
In a
right.
car,
Actually,
in a car, right?
actually, it's a 2x4. But
When you're driving,
No, no,
it is
you
a
had it right.
2x4.
You get a
bed,
4x4.
the truck bed.
Yeah. Okay, so I tossed in 4x4 mode, so I'm there, and I'm hitting the gas, and I'm like, and the wheels are like spinning, right? And
All
we're
four
like,
wheels,
we're
that's right.
we're barely. We're barely making it up a little bit, right? And then the wheels are still spinning, and we're moving backwards. And I'm like, oh, no. Let's hit the brakes. And like, I was like, Mom, Grandma, Melly, I don't think we're going to make it to this cabin tonight. So we go and we stay like a holiday and whatever. When the ice thaws, my dad comes, we end up going. Again, I was like 18 at the time. So we finally get to the cabin. This cabin is way into the mountains, like way into the mountains.
Like you would have never made it
Without it?
the night before.
No, we would have. I'm telling you, we would have died. Like because you're going up and down mountains, around banks
In the
this,
dark.
that,
Driving
and
through mountains sucks.
No, it was light time. It was light at the time. It was daytime.
driving through mountains is awful.
It's not great, and everywhere that we would go, even the next day, we just see cars like on the side of the road, like on an embankment,
Like Chocao.
Not really, but like they needed like a tow truck or something to get them off because these cars were like skidding off the road left and right. So we're in these cabins, and it is pitch black. Like there's no electricity
Terrifying.
anywhere around these cabins. There's no lights on the outside. Like they have like the whole like I don't know why this is a thing, but the cabins all for some reason have jacuzzis. I don't know why every cabin needs a jacuzzi, but every cabin needs a jacuzzi for some reason. And
So funny. dude.
everyone's like, I'm gonna go in the jacuzzi even though it's 20 degrees outside.
That's
And
why you
then-
do it, because it's nice.
And then I'm gonna run across like the little wood, across the little planks with my little toesies, and I leave the little footprints, and then I go inside, and if there's no mat, you slip and fall, you crack your head open, you're dead. But you go inside just to thaw off and like warm yourself up, whatever. But you have to go to the jacuzzi. Obviously, I went in the jacuzzi.
Attaboy.
it's cold
but-
outside. You gotta go in
Must.
jacuzzi.
That's
The
that's
point
thing.
is-
you get the steam coming off
Yeah.
the jacuzzi.
I know you're probably wondering what is the point, because I was wondering it too. The point is this. He's not a mountain man, because I was in the mountains and it was pitch
your
black.
whole point is that he's not a mountain
Yeah,
man.
he's not a mountain man.
The
'Cause
guy
you-
who couldn't drive up the hill.
You go out there in 4x4. I couldn't do it. Imagine you
all
just
four wheels
walking.
spinning.
4 wheels. Yeah.
So I was. There's bears out there. There's just random sounds and things and like
Deer.
probably murderers out there walking
Also
around.
true.
It's pitch black. You can't see anything. So that's why I'm just saying to you. You with your Bass Pro Shop hats, I don't think that you're a mountain man.
Billy, I think you're totally underestimating my survival skills.
You have none. What
100%.
survival skills do you have?
100%.
What would you do?
I can order pizza.
That's
Okay. I'm gonna need food. Boom, I got it. You saw that?
when you
What
go
if they
hiking
can't
in the
get you?
mountains. What's in your pack?
What's in my pack? Water.
Ethan, go get him 2 sticks.
Yeah. 2 sticks, obviously. Some flint, because apparently you need that for fire.
Can we rig the Emmys, because Ethan is going to be unbearable. He's walking around saying that he's going
I'm
to
gonna
win an Emmy.
He told me his mom's going to buy it.
said
for
his
him.
I know that
mom's
was
gonna buy it.
embarrassing.
For
He's
me.
at the age where he's still
you
that
can-
Don't admit
flex.
that.
You can
For
buy
being-
an Emmy?
Yeah,
My
for being
mom's
the-
gonna
Well, no,
pay
you have
for
to buy
No,
it.
if
It's
he
like,
If you
wins.
win it, you have to buy it.
Yeah.
He was an
Yeah.
intern
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, he
The
was
Olympics
like for the
thing?
Olympics,
Yeah,
and he
I
was up
remember.
there, and he somehow thinks that
He was like the 4th alternate print guy or something.
Who was it that
Oh,
joined us
Jesus,
from there? And he was like,
Siciliano.
Sicilian.
Yeah.
And then he was in the back with his your dad on
Greg
his face.
Cote embarrassing
Greg
shirt,
Cote,
yeah.
Connor McDavid shirt.
Anywho, so you go, you have a pack. Do you wear one of those bracelets that has the 8,000 feet long of rope? That it's
No.
like
I
you
know
know what
what
I'm
you're
talking about? It's like
yeah.
braided.
Like
It's like
the
and then
treadmill?
it's like if you
Yes.
fall off a mountain, you just unspool your bracelet, and this can hold 3 elephants. And it's like, why, how does that help me if I'm falling in a
I
ditch?
have my satellite phone.
You don't have a satellite phone.
I can get one. Amazon.
They're
Amazon everything.
so
Dude, they're
expensive.
crazy
They are
expensive.
crazy expensive.
They're really
It
expensive.
always reminds me of-
I've looked into it for hurricanes.
Because
I'm a
you never
crazy
know,
person. Last hurricane season, and welcome to hurricane season.
Yeah.
Last hurricane
We're
season.
not there yet.
Yeah, we are.
Couple days
Yeah,
later.
we gotta be.
No, I
June
think
1st.
I think they moved it up to like mid-May now or
We're
something.
past
It's
mid-May.
always it's always being moved. I looked up.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
I looked up.
June 1st, so it's right there. It's
Yeah,
next
we're
week.
right there.
Next week. Yeah.
I looked up prepackaged like survival.
The meal, the MREs.
food. Yeah,
Meal ready to eat.
I looked them up, and my like it. Can I tell you something? If I were not married, I would have had 4 of those.
And just eat those?
Like I would have had 4 canisters full of them, and they're all like, it could last up to 25 years. And it's like, but when did you pack these?
Yeah.
Because like if these were exactly right, if these were packed in like 1980, all this stuff is expired. Like
They're
from
just
the Cold
They're
War.
just sending it.
Yeah, they couldn't find any suckers to buy it, so they're just sending you old stuff.
Just put it in the new container and send it.
Well, no. So I was looking up a bunch of reviews on them, and I saw that a lot of them are like, I just got it, and 3 of the packages were open, and there's like powder everywhere, and it's like, oh, this is supposed to be like chicken parmesan, whatever, and it's like that's powder. But it either spilled in the thing, or they looked at it and it's like, it says that it lasts up to 25 years and mine expires in 7. And it's like, well, yeah, they were packaged 18 years ago and no one bought them. So they're just getting around to them.
They're getting
now.
around to selling them.
That's like bread. I go when I start buying bread, I start looking around, I start poking around. I'm like, are we putting the old bread in the front or the back? I want as much date as possible.
Well, they have
this
those
bread.
yellow the yellow strings on them, or like the little plastic thing.
Yeah.
The little
It tells
clip.
you
It
what
tells you
day.
what it is, yeah.
it tells
With
you what
eggs
day
and
it
milk,
got
I'm always looking
always
back.
go for the
I'm always
back.
like
Always
looking
go for the
What
back.
is an expiration date on eggs?
when they hatch.
Well, they don't last very long. That's
Well, but if you look at like milk, right? If you buy like the regular Publix brand, that stuff expires in like 10 days. But then if you see like the Fairlife one, it's like 3 weeks from the time you buy
Preservatives,
it.
baby.
Yeah, has to be, right? Like,
Yeah, it
I
is.
wonder what the.
You know
So
what the biggest
Isn't that
scam
also
is?
just random when you happen to stock it and see it? Like
Maybe.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
if there's a
knows?
rush.
Like the Publix brand is not always 3 days from expiration. I think you just
It's a lot
happen
sooner
to
than the
You
other
know what's
ones.
always fast? Spinach or packaged salads.
Right.
Yeah,
You look at it
salad-
there and it's like
salad a week later. Yeah.
It's like it expires tomorrow. Why am I going to buy it?
Sometimes you look at those packages, you're like, oh, this shit already
Already
looks.
brown and
green, yeah.
gross.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So you're going in the mountains, and you have
I prefer
a rope.
mountain vacations.
How many mountain vacations have you done?
That's
my dad used to live in Colorado.
Okay, that's not what I'm
That's not a
saying.
So
mountain
that's not what I'm
vacation.
saying.
Well, he's done it before.
They're not
So
mountains.
How many mountain vacations have you been on?
Myself?
Yes.
I would say a handful.
This is not,
What?
man, this is not good.
A handful. I've been on a lot compared to beach vacations. Because
Like what? Where have you gone?
Colorado, Nevada, Utah, Arizona. You've been to Arizona. You know how Arizona is.
That's not going to Arizona is not a mountain vacation.
Is that why you're
Mountain vacations.
Hold on.
The
Is this-
Great Smokies. Tell
I
them.
understand.
Oh,
why
you're thinking
you
about
think-
that.
Yeah, you're going to Grandfather Mountain.
I've been
You
there.
know what I mean?
But there's mountains in Arizona.
I know, and fished. I'm sure you fished in the creeks.
No, that one for real. My vacation in Grandfather Mountain.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, you go to Banff
We
or
got
something.
like a cabin.
I'm dying to go to Banff.
Mountain vacation.
I'm dying
I
to go
thought
to
you're not
Banff.
allowed in Canada. Mountain vacation. I thought that he meant like he was going hiking on mountains. He just means he's going on vacation in a place where mountains,
mountains
exist.
Exist,
Right.
yeah.
That's not
I've been
a
to
mountain
Colorado.
vacation.
Like, what?
I
get
just
what
want
he's
something that's
saying.
not
So
the
have I,
beach.
but I've been to
yeah.
Denver 10
I went to
times.
Phoenix. Like
Fuentes'
so.
point is that he lives near a beach,
Yes,
so when he
I
vacates,
want something with terrain.
I call it vacation.
But you don't.
Yes.
You don't. Wait. But you don't take advantage of the terrain.
I do sometimes. When I went to Utah, I was all over that bitch. I was up and down every fucking mountain I could fucking find. You know? I was all over.
How-
You take the
you were all
pictures.
over?
You were like the ones with like all the squirt.
I
the swirls
will
and everything.
admit.
Let's see some pictures, buddy.
I can
I'm
post
with
some.
you.
I'll run some.
Receipts.
Are you such a mountain guy? That's why
Don't
your
run 'em.
Twitter
Send 'em to
name
us. I'm not gonna
is
watch
Mike
this.
Fountains.
No, it's Mike Fountains because Mike Fuentes was taken. Fuentes is very popular Hispanic last name.
Yeah.
You should be Mike Mountains.
do you have mountain boots?
Yeah,
have
what are
mountain
boots
gear?
like?
Yeah, I have a couple actually.
Why? But you have it
guy's
just for
such a
fashion.
liar,
He has it just
No,
for
no,
fashion.
I have Columbia
Dude, this
boots.
guy has the boots.
You have those big, ugly brown boots that are
No.
for other people.
He has the
I know
boots
you
for
other
do.
people.
To when
I
I
know
walk in
you
them,
do.
yes.
Yes,
He has a
them.
flat brim, like big
Yes.
round
Yes.
hat.
Yes, my scout hat.
You look like an
Mounties.
explorer.
A little bit
I-
about
I-
everything.
I have a
Little bit
question.
About everything.
So I'm going to Vegas in a couple of days, right?
Gonna go climb mountains.
On Saturday morning, my friends want to take an ATV trip
Oh boy,
at 6 a.m.
that's before the sun is up.
So that's 3.
Am I an asshole because I told
No,
them
I know,
I'll
no,
pass?
No,
yeah,
The
Yeah,
trip
you're
and
kinda an
No, you're
asshole.
not.
the trip's $190.
no, thank you.
I much rather do other things with the
dude, you can make
$190.
the $109 and more in one night.
Or you can
before
visit
you even
That's
leave
what I'm
the
thinking.
airport, you can make that money. I think that you go out there and you be a good guy and you pay for everyone
Wow.
before you even win.
Listen.
just because you believe in yourself so much.
When I come back and I'm like, hey, dinner's on me because I hit at roulette.
if they come back,
That's true.
Somebody can hurt themselves.
Isn't this a bachelor party?
No,
they
it's-
invite. He got. Well, you can speak for yourself. He told them to invite their wives.
yeah. I didn't want to hear any bitching.
Wait, so
So wait, so you're the only single guy?
Yeah.
No, me and my friend Eric, my boy Eric's coming with me.
But Eric doesn't like sports and he
Eric
doesn't like
anything.
gambling.
Eric doesn't like anything.
He's
Eric
going
doesn't
on
like anything?
dude. He's
Doesn't like
going on.
anything.
This
He's
is
going on a trip to
perfect,
Vegas
yeah.
with a bunch of people that don't like to gamble and they don't like to do Vegas things.
And they chose Vegas, by
and
the way.
they go to sleep early.
Yes.
And he wants to then go to a sports book. I don't know why I'm telling your business, but he wants to go to a sports book.
I'm surprised how much
none
you know.
Of them, none of them like sports.
Yeah.
So he's
I'm
going,
shocked how much Billy knows about this trip.
What does Eric like?
I absorb all of this stuff.
Eric likes.
Does he at least like good food?
He's a car guy. He does like good food.
What
And
does
he,
that
likes,
mean?
and he likes complaining about stuff.
Oh, he's
So
he-
he's-
so
he's-
you're
Hey,
best
you guys
friends
are
with
friends.
friends.
Exactly.
Perfect. This is perfect.
This is good. You
Yeah.
You just go around complaining about everything.
Everything. It's gonna be
Match
great.
made in
I
heaven.
can't
What
wait.
else is on your list in the last 30
If it was
seconds?
a bachelor party, I was gonna say you gotta
on
go.
this on
but-
the topic list?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got? Meal
What's the
prep?
most underrated thing we take for granted in daily life?
Oh, please. Jeez. What is this?
AC.
Oh, there's one.
AC.
Love.
Toilets.
What?
Yeah,
Toilet.
toilet's a good one.
Hot water.
Granted.
Baby
What the hell
wipes.
is that?
I don't know.
Airplane oddly close. To
Is there an
you.
airplane?
There's an airplane
in the
flying
garage.
through the garage.
Garage right now.
Airplane in the Elsa?
Parking on the
No.
9th floor.
I think it's one of those.
What's one
vacuum
thing you really
things.
miss as a kid? Quick.
This podcast ending.
Oh.
Oh.
Jeez.
That was a joke because we were out of
Yeah.
time.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Chris.
Jeez.
Jeez.